looked at services, the different type of cloud computing services is clear to you. What is the, go back to this definition over here. I hope this definition is clear to you after looking at the example of services. Okay. Now knowing this, all of this, right? I forgot to tell you about this software as services. What is the benefit of software as services? The benefit is you don't have to install the software in your computer, right? You can straight away access it through the browser. Then what it means in reality is, it means that your computer will be less burdened, all right? Less burden. You don't have to use more resources, all right? Your computer, you can just save resource for other things. Huh? Even Zoom, all right? Zoom. This Zoom. You know Zoom is the it's a what telecommunication. What is it? Yeah, virtual meeting. Yes, it's a virtual meeting. Even Zoom, all right? You can access through the browser. You open up the browser, you can straight away access the Zoom meeting through the browser. You don't have to install the software. You know that, right? You don't have to install the software. You just access it through the browser. It's an example of a software as services, all right, that they are providing. So knowing all of this, all right, what is the benefit, all right? So first we need to compare with the traditional first, all right? So we need to versus these. Okay. This make it worse, right? Just never mind. Just all right. We will compare to the traditional on-premise. So going back to this one, all of this example over here, right? If they don't use these cloud services, for example, this one, Netflix, they have to own their own computer, they have to own their own server, they have to have a huge storage, they have to make sure that when you browse the video, there's no delay, no buffer from their side. There's a lot of things they need to handle, all right? For this case, for Spotify, when they want to create new software, a new algorithm, then they have to test by themselves, then they have to run their own process. But what they have, this over here, platform as service, they can use the platform to run their codes. To be exact, it's like this, all right? To be exact, this Google Cloud Platform, they have built-in the Python and other programming language. Meaning to say that you can just access through the internet, write the code and then put it inside and run, whether it run or not. Alright? It's still same like this software as service, software as a services, but it's more on the developer side. Alright, developing things. These are all more on developer side. Then we have this software as services. If you don't have it, like this is not what I say, you will have to install in your computer. It means your computer will have less space, right? Nowadays you tend not to install anything in your computer, right? To have more space for your video, or to have more space for other things, right? Other fun things, right? Everything you want to upload into the cloud, right? Or they want to allocate the space for other things, right? Other things that is more fun for you, right? More fun for you. So versus this one, all right? So we're going to compare with this. This is a term, all right? This is a term, on-premise. On-premise is basically install, right? There's the two word over here of the self. Let me just remember this thing. On premises, it means you install. inside your premise. Premise, you know what's premise, right? It's a building, all right? On premise means it's inside the building, rather than in the cloud. In the cloud, right? You say in the cloud, is it? On the cloud. In the cloud, right? In the cloud. Rather than in the cloud versus the on-premise, all right? On-premises. So what is the benefit, or what is the disadvantage of this one, all right? Of course, you got the impact of accounting over there. But in general, we can see what is the differences over here. So let's start with the benefit over here, all right? All of these services over here, the first benefit, of course, is save costs. Is it save costs? Yes. So, for example, yes, right? For example, can you give me a good example? Installing maybe Microsoft Office, all right? So you don't install Microsoft Office, you can use Google Document, right? Or you can use Microsoft Office in the cloud. So you save some space, and you can save, basically you save space, right? And then you don't have to have the exact, system architecture. All right, if you remember the OS, right? Certain OS, you will have some compatibility, right? It's not compatible issue. So if it's not compatible, you got the Microsoft OS, you got the Windows versus the Mac OS, right? So the problem solved is you just access through the cloud. So you don't have to install inside your computer. So one of it saves costs in this kind of sense. Also, you save costs in maintaining your computer. Do you still maintain your computer? You still maintain your computer. It's just that in a general, I think in a scale, right? We talk about scaling, right? The scalability, all right? In bigger business, right? In bigger business, you will see the cost saving is better, all right? If like one person, you see, or in one software, then it's like a insignificant amount, right? But when it is a big company, you have maybe 100 employees, and 100 employees have to install that software, then their computer, all of them need to be upgraded, right? But if you use the cloud services, they don't have to install that. So in the scalability and in the cost, all right, they work hand in hand. And also at the same time, the backup, all right? The backup, you don't have to worry about your data being damaged. If you save it in your premise, if you save it on premise, what happens if there is earthquake? Of course, in Malaysia, don't earthquake, right? What happens if there's a fire breakout? All right, that will be more logic. Right, fire breakout. If you save it in your computer, you have to bring your computer out with you. If you don't bring your computer out with you, the data all is gone, right? But if you save it in the cloud, or just a good example, right? Your assignment. Your assignment. If you save your data of your assignment in your computer only, what happens if your computer breaks down, right? It broke down. Then you'll be crying, right? You'll be crying. But if you actually upload it into the Google Drive, what happens? If your computer breaks down, you will be laughing. Because you can buy a new one, right? I don't know, I'm just making a funny example over here, right? Just making a funny example over here, just to show you the backup, right? In a simple word, it backs up for you easier. You don't have to consider other factors. Everything will be saved in the cloud. Then when you talk about this, this is actually the control. You can still gain full control over the services, all right, over services, over the things, all right, over your product, if you use the cloud services. You can still gain full control over it. For example, the infrastructure, this one, you still gain full services over your product. It's just that it is now in the cloud. You still own the whole thing. The whole thing is still yours, all right? That is the benefit. Not really benefit, all right? One of the features, all right, that you can highlight. But the thing is, over here, it actually goes down to the problem of the security, right? Whether is it safe or not? Whether is it privacy proof, right? Confidentiality proof. So all of this, we have to trust the internet. You have to trust the what we call encryption. Encryption or the internet protocol, right? Encryption or internet protocol to ensure that they are secure. But nowadays, I think most of us don't really care about the security anymore, right? You just upload everything, even your ChatGPT, you just put in everything. You don't even care about it. You say, you want to take it, right? You want the data, you take it. I don't care, right? But in a big business, they still care because that is their trade. That's their trade secret, right? That's their trade, their life. Imagine a big company like Intel or Dell, they lost their list of like the product, all right, how their research and development, right? So they have their own development of the new generation of the CPU. So if they lost their data, they'll be crying because people will just straight away copy them. And it is still a concern for the big companies, all right? It's not a concern for us. We just upload there. We just think that it is safe. In terms of the backup as well, right? We have the embedded trust inside us that anything we upload to the Google Drive, it will be safe. We never have a doubt that the Google Drive will fail, right? So, in a way, right? In a way that that's how we are shifting our perspective. Then we got over here, of course, one of the concern is cloud services. Okay, go back up down over here. This definition, it refers to the delivery of computing services over the internet. So what happens if no internet? It means no. It means none of this will be able. You'll not be able to access all of this, right? You go back to your room. Suddenly they tell you, gangguan internet, right? Or disturbance on the internet. It means the whole day you will just sit down and look at the sky, right? Because no longer you can access most of the thing. So similarly, the concern or the drawback on using these cloud services is the reliance over the internet, right? You talk about the speed, you can talk about the speed over here. Speed, right? The speed. So slow connection will delay the process, right? You will see buffering, you will see uploading very slow. What some more you will see? Internet very slow. When you want to enter input your data, also very slow, right? So that's some part of this thing. So what is the impact on accounting? Right. The impact on accounting. These cloud services, internet cloud services that we see, what is the impact on accounting? So we can see over here, first of all, we have this, what we call the real-time data entry, all right, real-time report, real-time report, right? You can view everything through the net, all right? Open up your phone, access through the client, which is the application. Straight away, you know, hey, you're doing your work or not. There's no transaction today, or you can just call up your staff. You say that, is there any, the business is doing well or not? You know, you can just straight away check at real-time basis. It enables this a better collaboration. Collab. Yes. Collaboration. So, correct, right? My English. Example, working on the budget, all right? If you use, working on the budget, my good example is one. Remember the time where we want to decide the tutorial slot? So I use the Google Excel sheet, right? So I call you all to decide this one. So it enables the enables the collaboration, all right? In the accounting world, it works the same. So you can have a better collaboration, all right? That goes through different time and space. Right, it goes through different time and space. Then you can see it allows the scalability, all right, over here. Again, it's a repeat on the top point, all right, it allows scalability. In terms of small business, when they want to use the accounting software, this one goes back to accounting software. It actually goes down and link to this over here. I will show you a bit. You don't have to spend a lot. Small amount versus the big amount, all right, of money. So for example, if you buy accounting software, you know what's accounting software? Accounting software is software for you to input in data into the system so that you can get a report, which is the financial reports. The ACW180 next semester, right? So you will see me again. No choice. If you don't like me, you will see me again. That's the part where you use the accounting software. All right. And accounting software, if the on-premise, I'm just giving an example, right? On-premise, if you install inside your computer, you buy a one-time license. One-time license, maybe it costs 1 million, but in the cloud subscription, it's just the same like you subscribe for your Netflix, this kind of services. Cloud, maybe it's only RM 1,000 per month. All right, 1,000 per month. So in terms of cost and scalability, it's actually never mind, I was helping over there, but it's actually cheaper. All right, you get what I'm trying to say over here. These are all important points, you know. Important points for you to go rank in your final exam. All right. You don't run back to me asking me for tips. All right. Then we have this one. In the cloud, we can enable a better integration. Third-party Not really so, but it can be said that the update of the software is faster. For example, if you open up the, let me think of a good example. Microsoft Word. Okay, let's go with Google Excel sheet, right? Google Excel sheet. If you open up today versus you open up the Google Excel sheet maybe 1 year ago, you can see the interface different, right? Somehow you cannot remember, but you just follow me, the interface will change, right? The interface will change, right? So in terms of updates, it's automatic. You don't have to go and update by yourself. So in a way, it is good because your system will be always updated. Then it will be always up to the latest development. You got what I'm trying to say? It means that cloud services, the software you don't install in your computer, right? So if you don't install in your computer, it will be in the cloud. So in the cloud, when they update, when you access, you will access the latest one. So you don't have to worry about the system update or what else, right? Everything when you access the system will be always updated system. Okay? It means you don't have to maintain. In a simple word, is no maintenance. Alright? Not no maintenance. No maintenance in terms of the software, but you still need to maintain your own computer. Of course, we have this in this also linked to this one. In the cloud version, since they can update by themselves, alright, they auto update, and you will receive I would say up to date or latest version. So what happened over here is the presentation, right, or the user interface will always be the best, right? The best. Not really, right? But it will always be updated, in a sense. So all of this, what happened to the accountant? The accountant role will change. Alright, this one go back to the chapter 1. This one go back to chapter 1. This one go back to chapter 1. I hope by the end of this class you will end up like this. Smiling, but not go crazy. Yeah, you will find out that the role changes. You'll be focusing more on ad hoc reporting. All of this enable the ad hoc reporting. It enables a lot of things. But from this ad hoc reporting, the key take point for cloud services is it allows you to access the data / report any time and any where. Alright, this will be the major key takeaway. Alright, you can access the data anytime, anywhere. The key takeaway. Alright, that actually concludes the chapter on